Hey everybody, I've been pushing off making a video, waiting to get my microphone out and set everything up, and then I got to thinking, people are already not listening to the truth that I've been trying to present to them, the very simple, plain, obvious truth. And so if I put all this time and effort into a video and nobody ends up watching, I'm gonna feel discouraged. But I still wanted to get the truth out there, so at least chance that people are able to hear it. First, God was part of creationism and um, evolution. Genesis 1 is when they started the planet. After it goes for a long while and humans started developing, they liked what humans became and the achievements of them and whatnot. And so they decided, hey, let's put souls in the humans and change things up. Now, with that, back in the day, everybody was able to see, the gods and spirits and things of a spiritual nature. And but people don't realize that the religions were already on this planet and was really being practiced and taught and really until Jesus went on the cross. When Jesus went on the cross, that's when the veil was torn, but the veil between human and spiritual life, was put up. So we couldn't see things. And the reason for that is so we have free will. If you see that there's a God or an angel or something supernatural right there that you can believe in and know because you see it, not just having faith, it would make you, upright yourself, and make you watch your path a little better because you're like, oh gosh, I am being watched no matter what. But when you don't think you're being watched at all, like humans feel because they don't have that immediate visual aspect of spiritual things, they think they're in control of everything and they're in control of their lives, so they're going to do exactly what they feel is what they want to do. And that's what free will is, because God is a jealous God and He wants you to come on your own. That's another thing. The preachers align to the congregations, but that's kind of part of how it is, because God's a jealous God. He wants to see if you actually go and read the Bible yourself and see that what preachers are teaching and what Christianity is based on is not factual per the Bible. But preachers can't tell you the truth because they ain't going to be able to pay their bills and keep things running, because they're still a manager of a business, just a non-profit business. But yeah, Jesus believed in reincarnation. It was believed by everybody back then, but Jewish have prayers for 11 months after somebody dies. You pray for them, the Kiddush, something, and you pray for them till the soul leaves their bodies and goes to another one. You don't pray all 12 months because you don't want to infer that they needed that much help in the end. And then if Jesus was born by virgin birth, if Mary was a virgin, then Jesus would not have been Jesus. Really. Jesus had to have the Levite bloodline of Aaron, the priesthood, and David bloodline of the kinghood, just like Melchizedek did. And that is how the only way you can change a covenant is by having those two bloodlines. How can you have two bloodlines if you don't include Joseph, who really was in that bloodline in there? The reason that they put Jesus on this pedestal and made him an immortal character instead of the real, actual person that he was is to have control. So you think you only have one life and you got to do it good, and if you mess up you feel guilty and you run to the preachers and give your money thinking that's going to help. It's not. Paul taught things that were opposite of Jesus' teachings. Really. Even the story about where he seen Jesus on the road and stuff, it was told 3 different ways that all opposed each other. One's, we didn't hear nothing, but we seen something. One's that we seen something, but we didn't hear this. It's crazy. And I think even there's a rapture event in Paul's writing, and he actually ends up still on earth in the end. That's kind of a proof right there. But, yeah. People don't realize he taught opposite of what Jesus taught. And Jesus, he didn't die on the cross. It would be impossible, because crucifixions took days and required breaking their legs so they can't push up on their feet to get a breath and they start drowning. But Jesus is only on the cross for a few hours. All he needed to do, bird, hush. All he needed to do was shed blood. That's all you need for a sin atonement. The blood has to shed of the animal that you transfer your sin to, not dying. It has nothing to do with dying. Once the blood spills out of the body, the sin is atoned. It has nothing to do with the death. And so, yeah, like he was only up there a couple hours. Why do you think he had to put on a costume as a gardener that third day when Mary came to the cemetery? Spirits and ghosts don't need to hide. And he said, "Don't touch me," because he was sore. Really, he still endured a lot of pain on there. And Doubting Thomas, how can he, if Jesus was a spirit or a ghost, how can he feel the scars and stuff? Jesus didn't need to die. From 13 to 30, the reason they stopped his teachings, stop about him as the story when he's 13 is because that's when the Jewish bar mitzvah happens, and you become a man and you become responsible for your actions. Really, people, you gotta look at it from his eyes. You gotta look at it from Jesus' eyes. He was just a human. He was Elijah or Elisha, so John the Baptist. It says it in like Luke 11, I think, but really, do you think the devil would allow everybody to have the power to overthrow him and his forces so easily and so simply? No, he's going to change it up and make you think something totally opposite is happening. People don't realize the end's coming real soon. And it's coming on Passover. Thank you, Dr. Barry All, for finally seeing that too. Because you've always been guessing like I have. But, like, yeah, people don't realize they're waiting for a day to happen that has the exact same characteristics as the day that the Lord was crucified. God always repeats history. He does. There's still so much other truths, I think, but I'm just freestyling this right now. I had to get this off my chest, but the Lord is coming soon. And what they're teaching in churches is not the real truth. Really. That's the secret. Jesus was a man. Really. He was a man just like you and me. But he was a very devout, very spiritual, very focused man. And that's, and the trick is the 40 days of fasting. If you notice, 40 days of fasting, a lot of people do that and they become even more connected with the Lord. There's something with that. Really. If you fast for 40 days and are able to, and you do it correctly and not pridefully and not trying to show off that you're doing it, your spiritual gifts and elements are going to be so off the charts. People, really, take your time and read and look into it. Ask the right questions. What you're being taught is not the truth, and it's too late to continue not thinking about the real things and how things are. Because everybody's translating it to what feels comfortable and their understanding. You think we understand everything that God understands or does? No. It'd be impossible. Your head would explode. So how is everything going to be so understanding, especially before Daniel was supposed to unseal the book that he was sealed up till the end of times? There's so many obvious things, but everybody's too scared to ask it. And they have too much pride and don't want to look foolish. For when somebody says the truth is different, and everybody says, no, it's not, but nobody wants to take the time to see that it really is. Stand up. Be courageous. Put your pride down and be humble. Allow God to show you what He had done. What He is doing. And what He is always doing and going to do, and what the truth is. It's not about Jesus. That's making an idol out of Jesus. How do y'all not realize you're making an idol and you're doing imagery of something, the cross, and place it, and people worship that and don't realize that's idolatry. Jesus didn't want you. He didn't want you to worship Him. He wanted you to follow His lead. He wanted you to do like He did and live a righteous life, so you can go to heaven. I think we're already living in hell. But you only got about a month. And the great vanishing is going to happen in the 7 years. And people don't realize the Pope is the Antichrist. Duh. So right now all this war's happening. And then the Pope's going to come in and say, hey, let's have peace. He's going to be assassinated. And then 3 days later the rapture. So he can push the Sunday laws. The rapture probably going to be on a Sunday. I think. But so he pushes Sunday laws. But yeah, Friday on Passover, he's going to get shot or something in the head. and then he's going to come back, and then that's going to be miraculous to everybody, and he's going to use the rapture as his own thing. Yeah. And Islam is where the false prophet's coming from, because they believe that. That's why they keep bombing Israel, because they believe once they get a war started, that their prophet's going to come down and help them destroy Israel. So how is that not a false prophet? They all, billions of them, believe that. That's why they won't stop shooting at Jerusalem. Have you never stopped and thought, why do they keep hitting Jerusalem for? Like, what's the point? You know, like, if we were hitting somebody over and over, we would need to be responsible and you know, explain our actions. But y'all don't really understand. We're so close. And your pride is what's going to keep you from understanding the truth. Please, I'll talk to you. Hit me up, comment, whatever. Hopefully it's before the Great Vanishing. If it's after the Great Vanishing, there's only 7 years until the end. 3.5 years until it starts getting really bad. Good luck. Peace be with you. Pray about it. Really pray about it. Get your pride out of the way. Let God teach you. Ask the right questions. And let God show you the truth. Don't let these preachers keep pulling the wool over your eyes. God bless you.